Hi, it's James here from Kimberley IT for the April 2021 update. In April, I was able to go to a client for the first time. Haven't been to a client for a long time. This was a new client, Max Surfacing, who became a client in March, I think it was, start of March. So I went over to their office just to do some setups on their Chrome devices. And they've also got a row of screens going across the back wall of their office. And of course, not everyone's in the office at the moment, but people are starting to come back slowly. And it's because they are monitoring in real time what's happening across their network of contractors and vehicles that they have that they use to resurface roads. They have live feeds on these monitor screens, and they're all running through Chrome boxes. So it's Chrome OS that's running and firing up onto these monitors, onto these screens on the wall. And it's just getting those set up. Got 3 of them set up. We couldn't get the last one set up because one of the TV screens for some reason seems to have no power. And the way they've been installed, it's like a hollow wall behind, and getting in there and all that to find out where the power is and all that is a bit hard. So they're getting the guy who originally installed the TVs to come back in to sort out the power on that monitor. And once that's done, then we can get the final screen up and running. But it's a really nice solution. It works really well with Chrome OS devices. Carl and myself are still working on a project for another client that started with us as well in March. They're the company that I've mentioned before, where they're having to split their Chrome workspace into 2 different entities as the companies become, as one company becomes 2 companies. They're doing a SOX 2 certification, and that requires quite a lot of locking down on their Google Workspace and the way it operates and the way it works, and a lot of restrictions in there to control the data and look after it and manage it in the best way possible. And because of that, the 2 companies can't be sharing the same platform, or the two departments, I guess, of the company, because originally they were one company and now they're splitting into 2, but they can't have the same stuff on the same platform, on the same Google Work instance. So they're being split away, and that's an ongoing project. It's going to take a couple of months to complete, just because they've got so much data, and they've got a lot of data in GCP, Google Cloud Platform, and that needs to be split too, and that's going to be a bit more challenging than doing Google Workspace just on its own. But as I said, we're working on that, and it's going pretty well at the moment. And hopefully it should be done in maybe 2 months' time. One of the services we don't mention enough about is a service called Google Data Studio from Google, and that is a service that allows you to build dashboards to analyze data from anywhere. So you've got up to 800 services that it supports, not all Google, from lots of different places you can get your data. Basically anywhere that's got a data feed, you can feed that data into Google Data Studio and build nice graphical dashboards. Best thing is it doesn't require any coding. It's literally drag and drop, and then you put the elements in, you connect your data source to the Data Studio, obviously, to start off with, and then you can just pick where you want this to go. So you might want a pie chart in the top left-hand corner that shows you which clients contact you the most. Maybe you want a bar table or bar graph in the bottom right-hand corner that shows you something else. You can have many different types of tables and graphs and ways to display this data, but the key thing is it requires 0 coding. You literally plug in your data source. So in a lot of cases, that will be Google Sheets, because a lot of companies that are on Google Workspace collect their data, they put it into Google Sheets where they do a cleanup on it, and then they connect it into Data Studio, and they can create a dashboard for themselves. We did it for our IT support dashboard. Every time we have an end user that gets in contact with us, we record what happened, how long it took, all those kind of things, all those metrics, and we plug that Google Sheet into Data Studio, and within about 40 minutes I was able to create a really nice dashboard. I created a basic one in like 15 minutes, but then I decided I wanted to do some branding and get the colors to match our brand and all that kind of stuff to make the dashboard nice. That took about 40 minutes in total, but again, as I said, no coding required. So we're advising lots of clients to go there, and it's actually quite interesting. A lot of clients are very interested in using Data Studio and already starting to build their own dashboards. So if you've not used Google Data Studio before, go and take a look at it. It's at datastudio.google.com. Definitely worth a look at. And then we also brought our normal content out. So we've got some blog updates, some new videos out there, new Try It Now videos, and all the usual stuff we do each month. And we just did a lot of admin stuff, cleaning up some data that was old, sorting out our management systems and stuff like that just got a bit untidy over the last few months. So they're all nice and fresh and working well, and everything's named correctly as it should be. And that's essentially what we did in April. But have a read of the blog post that accompanies this video to see all the support statistics for April, and I will speak to you next month. Thank you.